going? It is Tuesday, October 23rd, 2012. Time for another edition of WZR Radio on WZROnline.com. I'm Ryan Clark. He's Matt Boone. Hello, Matthew.
Yeah, what is that reggae garbage you play every week? You must be in love with that song. You play it every week for no reason.
I played Avril Lavigne before that, and little Blink 182 before that, and the reggae. You don't like the reggae?
I like reggae music. That particular song just sounds like trash to me. That's all.
But it was kind of cool the way that I had CM Punk's theme come in and cut it off. You know what I mean? So it kind of worked out.
Yeah, CM Punk's theme is good for cutting anything off because of that what do you call it? That static noise at the beginning. You know, whatever. That's just a good way to cut anything off.
So how's your week been, bud?
It's been miserable, but I figured you were going to try and make a whole thing out of it. You want to get it out of the way now, or?
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not making any of that. I said, hello, Matthew. How's your week been? I asked how your week was. What's the big deal?
You're poking me with a stick. I know you, motherfucker. I know what you're doing. You just calm down over there and do radio.
What? Listen, I asked you how your week was, and we're going to do a radio show. I thought you were going to no-show me. You gave me, 2 minutes until 8 o'clock, and what are you going to...
Because my battery on my phone's dying, I don't have the charge right now, so I didn't want to waste time sitting on hold letting the battery die.
So,
to my madness, don't worry.
You have a good week?
No. Not at all.
Alright, no doubt. We got to talk Monday Night Raw from last night. Well, we're getting close to the first, so you relax yourself, and we'll be good to go.
I'm getting close to Thursday, that's all I'm worried about, but... Did you make it through Raw, or did you switch the debate or the Lions game? The Lions had Monday. You want to talk shit about that now, or you want to save that for later?
No, listen to this, man. Well, we can talk about my Buffalo. You see what happened to my Buffalo Bills on Sunday, man? Oh my God,
you guys blew it. Yeah, you blew it.
Yeah, it was crazy. Raw. I mean, it's crazy, dude. I mean, Vince throws a fit a couple of weeks ago, right, about the ratings, and then. You watch Raw last night, and you're just, dude, it gets worse. You know what I mean? And the guy goes and says, I demand changes, and he gets rid of Gewirtz and everybody else, and goes on this rampage. And then you watch Raw last night, and you're like, what? It's getting worse. Did you see anything last night on Raw? Hello? What happened to you? Hey. What happened?
Yeah, I'm back. Hold on.
Did you?
I set my room up for half a cigarette. He said he'd share it with me. I had to mute you. No, I saw bits and pieces of Raw, but I didn't watch any of the matches or anything. But I mean, I saw the main shit and everything like that, and it seemed like a pretty bad. Especially that's the last Raw before the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, we've got Hell in a Cell this Sunday night.
Yeah. So for a go-home show, I mean, it didn't really feel like a go-home show to me. I mean, the very end was Ryback. I guess that did, but even that was. I don't know, it was nothing big, it wasn't like, oh God, I can't wait till Sunday now, it wasn't nothing like that.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we're going to run down Raw from top to bottom here in a couple of minutes, but man, oh man, and I go on Facebook, and, it's like segment after segment, I go on there and I see, this sucks, that sucked, and it just, there's nothing... I don't know, man. I don't know. And not only that, but the competition last night. I mean, the presidential debate that they had last night. I mean, 59 million people tuned in to see that last night. And then you had Game 7.
But it was the last one, too, right? It was the last debate before the election.
Right.
They do 3 debates, right? That was the third and final debate.
Yeah, I think it was the highest rated because the second one drew 55 million, and then last night drew 59 million. I'm not sure what the first one drew, but and then in addition to that, you had Game 7 of the NCLS, the baseball playoffs with the San Francisco Giants and who were they playing again? The Giants and who?
I want to say the Dodgers, but that doesn't sound right.
No.
I don't follow baseball, bro. You shouldn't be asking me baseball questions. I couldn't tell you. I know Derek Jeter and A-Rod. That's about it.
The guys in the chat, it was the Cardinals. So
Cardinals.
Your other Detroit team for the ALCS, you guys, Detroit won that, so it's going to be the Detroit Tigers against the San Francisco Giants in the World Series this year. So
see, that's the misconception, because I'm a Lions fan. People think I'm other Detroit teams. But I'm actually a Giants fan in baseball. I liked the Giants when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Well,
Lions I only liked because my stepdad grew up in Detroit, and I wasn't really into football as a kid because I played basketball and baseball. I played those two sports at school, basketball and baseball. I never played football, so I was never really a fan of football. And then when I moved in with my mother and my stepdad was a huge Detroit everything fan, and he got me into football, so I became a Lions fan. Which I even posted a thing on Facebook last night. I said, of all the fucking teams in the world, why did I have to be raised a Detroit Lions fan? It's sort of a heartbreak
and that's what it is too, dude. When I grew up, my father was a big Buffalo Bills fan, and now he moved out to Denver, Colorado, and of course he's a Broncos fan, and here I am. I'm still a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm not a front runner. I'm not a traitor. You know what I mean? So I stick with Buffalo.
That makes me sick. When people switch teams based on where they live, that's bullshit. Like you pick a team, that's your team. The end.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be a Bills fan, dude. I deal with the Bills week after week after week, year after year after year, and look what happens, But you don't. I mean, just because your team's losing, you don't jump on the bandwagon and go take the winning team. You know what I mean? Fuck that. But he did it, and now he's a Denver Broncos fan. So anyway, but that's you grow up, with your father watching football, like you said, man. Growing up being a Detroit fan, me growing up being a Buffalo fan because your father was a fan of that team. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
You got stuck with city ass teams too. Buffalo and Detroit. That was bottom of the barrel as it gets.
Well, I mean, back in the day when I grew up with my father, we were in Super Bowl. We didn't win. I know we didn't. Well, I mean, we went back to back years and didn't win any of them. But the fact that we got there.
I remember those years. There was you had Thurman Thomas. You had like 3 or 4 years. It was you and the Redskins.
Oh my God!
I have a fuzzy memory, but.
Yeah. No, we.
No, the Detroit Lions. They had Barry Sanders. We had great defense with Spiel. We had some good shit going on. But now, my God, and this was supposed to be the Detroit's big year. Everybody was even favoring them and shit. So it's we suck as bad as we've ever sucked this year. What are we, 2-5? What's your record?
We are, what are we, week 7? This was week 7. We haven't had a bye week yet, so we're 3, and we're in second place in the division, but our division sucks, you know what I mean? I mean, basically what it came down to, there was a 3-way tie. It was the Patriots, the Jets, and the Buffalo Bills were all tied for first place, and Buffalo wound up losing, and then you had the Jets and the Patriots play each other. So the winner of that game would go in the first place. Patriots wound up winning that, so now we're tied for second place with the Jets, and the Patriots are all alone.
That's not bad company to be mixed in with the Patriots and the Jets. I mean, it could be worse.
Right, but none of them are any good this year. You know what I mean? The Patriots aren't all that good. I mean, Patriots have one of the worst defenses in the entire league, which is crazy to think, but it's true. And then Buffalo. I mean, their defense. That's what the problem is. Everybody says get rid of Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's our defense, man. The Buffalo Bills defense blows it every single time, and we're good for the first half. We're fine, and then we come out in the second half, and it's like our defense just shits the bed, man. It's we get up.
I never watch the games, not the Bills at least, but I always follow the scores and shit. And the Bills are always. It seems like they're always in the mix. Like they're always in the game, and then they just somehow never pull it off.
So
that's Detroit.
You're
every game.
Well, your big rivalry. I can never say that rivalry. Last night was, the Chicago Bears. That's a big game for you guys every year, especially with you and Brian. Well, you and Brian, too. You've got that ongoing thing going where he's embarrassing me, you know what I mean? But
it's painful. I mean, if we're going to lose, that's one thing. But when we lose to the Bears, I never hear the end of it. So it's my boss.
So you guys, I mean, that was the other big competition besides the baseball game and the presidential debates. You had the Bears and the Lions game last night. You guys wound up losing, but check this out, man. Buffalo on Sunday, all right, comes down. There's only a couple minutes left in the game, and it's 4th down and about 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever. Fourth and something, right? All we had to do was stop them, man. It was 4th down. We didn't need to give them a touchdown. A field goal wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't have won the game, or they wouldn't have tied the game, or anything like that. All we had to do was stop him on 4th down, and he throws like a 20-yard pass for a touchdown, and they win the fucking game, dude. We could. Oh, dude, you have not, dude. Ask, man. My poor sister, dude. I screamed. Oh, the neighbors, I was yelling and kicking and I threw a fucking hissy fit on Sunday afternoon, dude. Why? And then I'm not having a good day today, dude. Today's not a good day. I woke up this morning, you guys probably saw there's a problem with the websites this morning, and I don't know, it's not been a good day, man,
Yeah, believe me, I know. I'm on day 2 with no cigarettes. Tomorrow will be day 3, and anybody who knows me knows I'm a pretty heavy smoker, so it's not much fun. I'm not much fun to be around. So I'm really phoning it up for the radio show right now. I don't know if you can tell or not. I seen you bitching on Facebook about your internet problems and shit. So you got all kinds of technical mambo jambo going on, making you grumpy wumpy?
No, well, I woke up this morning and there was a big problem with the website, so I had to get that fixed first. And then the internet, it kept going in and out. So finally I called this guy, at Time Warner. I said, listen, man, it's going in and out. What's the deal? So we went through all the steps. Then he says, oh, I just got an alert. They're doing a tech thing in your area, so try it a couple hours. He says, take it out, plug it back in a couple hours. Thank God it came back up within an hour or two, but... It's just, it's not sometimes you have those days.
I'm dealing with that. It's not internet problems, it's computer. What happened was, right when I went to start working today, too, my roommate says, hey, I need to, it's called System Suite. It's this big fucking program. He wants to run this disk on the computer, and he wants to do registry cleanups and scan for this and install it. So he's, 2 hours he's sitting here doing it. I'm just sitting on the bed staring at the wall because there's nothing, I don't have cable. So I'm just waiting for him to finish. And now, every 2 seconds, I get this little box in the corner that says, something's trying to happen. Allow this once or block this once. And I don't know what the fucking click. So I'm probably going to end up letting some kind of virus through because I don't know what to fucking do. He didn't really give me any guidelines on what to do after he was done. So I'm sitting here right now as we're talking, and the box, I'm not even doing anything, and the box keeps coming up. Blah, blah, blah.exe is trying to access your computer. Allow once, block once, allow always, block always. I don't know what to click on that shit. I'm no computer whiz. So.
There you go. So everybody's got problems, right? So here's what we're gonna do, man. Both of our football teams lost. It was a rough weekend for football. I lost by 3 points in fantasy this week. It's just not a good weekend for football. Not a good day today. You know what I'm saying?
And it wasn't a good night for Raw either, according to the ratings I saw. It was the new record low again, right?
No, it didn't. The 15-year low was the one that they had here in Albany, New York, a couple weeks ago, man, and then
I heard different, bro.
No, it didn't. The final rating,
viewership. Yeah, the final rating was lower, but the viewership was higher. So I mean, it was right there as far as viewership, but the actual rating was lower.
No, I don't think the final rating is going to be out for a day or two.
No, it's out. Hold on, I'm getting it right now for you.
Did it come out? No, you're right.
Yeah,
I got. It was a 2.5.
Well, computers, 2.5, but it was a 2.48 rounded up, and the one on October 1st in Albany was a 2.54.
Okay.
So the actual final rating was lower by 0.6, like almost half a full point or whatever. But the actual viewership was higher last night than on October 1st. So I guess more people watched it, but the rating was lower. But then again, with the debate. The world, not the World Series, but the National League Championship game and the Monday Night Football game, you're gonna have a small number going against all that competition.
Of course, and they knew that, dude. And that's another reason why you should go all out and try to put on a show that is gonna keep people tuned in. And then they come out with what they put on last night, and it's like, man, oh man, it was almost like, you know what, we're gonna get fucking killed in the ratings tonight, anyways, so screw it, But you shouldn't be thinking that. You gotta.
Straight face and tell me AJ having an affair with John Cena is not going to put you over the top in the ratings? Because where I come from, that's fucking blockbuster entertainment, bro.
No, it wasn't that, man. It was the whole thing. I mean, Vicky Guerrero as basically the new Raw general manager. I mean, we're going to talk about it later once we get into Raw, but I mean, it's almost. We're going to talk about it here in a little bit, dude. But you know how Vince is, dude. He gets off on little shit like that, dude. Where I'm going to make Vicky Guerrero. I'm going to piss off my most diehard and loyal fan base that is still stuck with me over all these years while ratings are tanked. We're at an all-time low, and I'm going to piss these people off even more, by doing something like Vicky Guerrero. Paul Heyman would have been genius, but Vince isn't going to do that because of the whole relationship thing that they have. It's just, I don't know, man. We're gonna run down, Raw from top to bottom here, but man, oh man, way to piss off the very few people. I don't want to say very few people, it's still millions of people that tune into Raw, but the diehard fans that you still have left that tune in every week, way to piss them off even more, I don't know.
Look at this shit. Now, Windows Defender is turned off. Windows Defender won't provide protection against harmful or potentially unwanted software that won't send alerts because it is off. I didn't do anything. What the fucking crazy. Anyways,
all right, so
turn the monitor off.
So let's get we'll get the plugs out of the way, and then we'll get into it. We'll run down Monday Night Raw. In hour number 2, as always, we're going to do the rapid fire segment. We're going to be taking your live phone calls as well. And then, like I said, in hour number 1, we're going to be running down Monday Night Raw from last night. We're also going to preview the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up this Sunday night on pay-per-view. I'll tell you what, man, record low traffic this week, man. It started over the weekend, late last week. The TNA Bound for Glory pay-per-view, we had that last Sunday. Not this past Sunday, the Sunday before that, you guys know that. But, traffic really tanked late last week and then through the weekend, and then for a Monday and Tuesday this week. I was talking with somebody that I work with earlier today, man. We were saying, man, traffic is low today, man. I mean, not record low traffic, but it's not good, it's not good at all. So
it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on in wrestling for there to cause a lot of traffic to be going on in the wrestling. Like, ask yourself this question. You ask me every week, did you watch the show? Did you see the show? Pretend that you don't make your living off of wrestling anymore, and you strictly cover mixed martial arts and some hip-hop shit, whatever, and that's how you make a living. Would you still be watching 3-hour Raws and buying pay-per-view? With this product, would you still be following the news every day and watching all the TV shows? You'd probably give up eventually because it's goddamn boring as shit if you're not getting paid to watch it.
You guys heard that, right? I could not get the fucking lighter lit, man. It took me like 15 tries to get that goddamn thing lit. Jesus Christ, man. No, I wouldn't. I would not be watching, WWE on a weekly basis. The only show that I watch is Monday Night Raw, and it's because I got a job. And then I go on YouTube and catch highlights of SmackDown on Friday nights, But I haven't checked out Main Event yet on Ion TV. I don't watch Superstars. I don't watch NXT. None of it, man. Just Monday Night Raw. That's it. And just because I have a job that is based around it, so
it's like a habit. Because for a longer time, I was the same as you. I'd skip all the other shows, but I'd make sure to watch Raw every week. And then I don't know, somewhere in the last 2 years, it just became unwatchable. And now that it's 3 hours of unwatchable, oh my God, it's just. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Even if somebody offered to pay me again, I would have to sit down and think about it. I'd have to say, well, let me get back to you. I'm not so sure if I could do that job for you.
Hey, before we get into Monday Night Raw, we're going to get the plugs out of the way. I got to bring up one more thing. And you'll make fun of me for this because I always talk about the weather, this, that, and the other thing. But listen. They are talking next week. There's a hurricane. It's forming down south right now. It's Hurricane Sandy, and it's supposed to come up. They don't know exactly where it's going to go as of right now, but they think that it's going to hug the East Coast and basically come up as a hurricane. They are saying that it may be I've heard terms used like once in a lifetime storm. You guys get hurricanes down in Florida. They're talking this thing may be a Category 3 hurricane that would come in and basically take out New York City. They're saying, if everything goes according to what they think right now, Long Island would be completely underwater. Millions of people would have to evacuate. It would basically be like Hurricane Katrina in the Northeast. They're also talking it could be, if it's cold enough up here, because I'm a little bit more inland here in Albany, they're talking 2-3 feet of snow, even more than that, if it's cold enough. So it is not a good situation. And people are already starting to talk about it. They're saying, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere in that time frame. They're basically, they're targeting Tuesday. They're saying, 80 to 100 mile an hour winds up here and everything else. If that occurs on next Tuesday, hopefully, who knows? They don't even know if this thing is going to hit or not, but hopefully we'll be here next Tuesday. Keep you guys updated on the websites, but if you live in, I know a lot of people call in from New York City and Long Island, and, stay safe, because they're seriously, Boone, they're talking about this as, one of the worst storms that the Northeast has ever seen, so...
Well, when the fuck did New York become the hurricane capital of the country? I thought we're supposed to get all the hurricane. We got a hurricane season in Florida. You guys just had one recently, didn't you? I remember.
We had we had a Hurricane Irene that came up here, and it devastated this area up here, flooding, millions of dollars worth of damage. And they're saying, Hurricane Irene, well, it wasn't even a hurricane. It was a tropical storm, and they're saying this thing may be a Category 3 hurricane when it comes on shore, and that would make Hurricane Irene look like a sprinkle or a rain shower, man. And that is
a big fart or something.
I gotta tell you, bro. I'm serious. They're talking about this, that it's a once in a lifetime. It would devastate New York City. It would take out all of Long Island. So listen, if you are in that area, just keep an eye on the weather over the next week or so, because what they're saying, it doesn't sound good.
That makes me always think the conspiracy theory people that think the world's gonna end this year or whatever, and it's supposed to be somehow weather related, or supposed to be all kinds of shit and this and that, and then all these goddamn bad weather hits here, bad weather hits there, this country, that's fate, this part of the world. Like, maybe there's something to it, but then of course the world's not going to end. But what the fuck is going on with the weather getting so extreme?
Well, it's crazy, and not only that, but you guys get hurricanes down there because the water's warm down there, and basically when these things come north and they head towards the northeast, they weaken because we've got real cold water up here, and the hurricane can't strengthen. But they're saying this is supposed to be nasty. So and they don't know where it's going to go. It may even go out to sea, and it may miss us completely. But who knows? Just keep an eye out, especially if you're in New York City. If they tell you to get the hell out of there, get the hell out of there, because it does. I'll tell you what, it doesn't look good from what they're saying right now. But we'll see what happens. How was the weekend, man? We had there was a boxing fight. I'm a big fan of this new guy. It's not that new, but his name's Danny Garcia. All right, you know who he is in boxing?
Yeah, he's not new at all. But
No. I know he's not new, but he's made a name for himself over the last couple fights that he's been involved in, and he fought Eric Morales. So Eric Morales is one of my all-time favorites in boxing, dude. And
Eric Morales is still fighting.
He's still fighting, dude, and I think he's gonna have to hang it up, man. It was one of the hardest knockout punches I've ever seen in boxing, dude.
Morales got knocked out?
Morales got knocked out cold, dude.
I don't think he's ever been knocked out before. I remember Pacquiao knocked him down.
Go on YouTube and Google and YouTube this fight. Check out the knockout that Danny Garcia put on Eric Morales. Oh my god, dude. It was fucking believable, dude. It was crazy, man. It was sad to see, dude, because Morales has, always been one of my favorite fighters. But man, oh man, that poor guy, dude. Danny Garcia just knocked him out cold, man. But so
Danny Garcia. Yeah, I swear. I saw it twice because they have 1 and 2 on here.
Are you you're looking it up right now? Let me go.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Everybody should do that. Go over to YouTube right now. We'll all do it together. It's before we get into Monday Night Raw. Danny Garcia versus Eric.
He's a whole fight. They don't have
Morales. Can you look it up with knockout? Let me see if knockout. There you go. It's right here. If you do Danny Garcia versus Eric Morales knockout, the second one down, it's about 41 seconds long. You see it?
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, in 4 rounds.
All right, check that out.
He's playing through the ropes and shit. Oh my god! Hold on.
Watch this, man. Watch this. Oh my god, dude.
You use your volume. I got mine.
Yeah, no, I muted the volume, but here we go. Oh, hopefully it's not. Oh, is this just photos? I'm on one with.
In the porch fight interview.
Yeah, it's just pictures. It looks like.
It's just photos, right? Oh, man. All right, well, I'll let you can look it up, dude, and then, I'll continue on here, because I've already seen it, dude, but oh my god, dude. Even after we go off the air here tonight, man, go check out that knockout. It was freaking believable, dude. Crazy stuff. So that's about it. That's all I did over the weekend. I cooked a pork roast for dinner on Sunday. I had a nice dinner, football Sunday, and that was it. Listen, we took a poll last week, right, on WZROnline.com, and we asked the fans, about the Hulk Hogan sex tape, because we had a big talk about that last week, right? We got a lot of votes. I left it up over the week. Do you think Hulk Hogan was in on the sex tape release? 51% of you guys said no, 100 votes, and 49% say yes. So it's about 50-50, man.
Dead even.
Yeah, about 50-50 on if Hulk Hogan is in on the sex tape, and I'm telling you, he's not in on the sex tape, but what are you going to do? And then, God, what happened with last week's show? Not only that, but I went to your Facebook page, right? And, you know, we had all this talk about dicks and everything last week, dude, and I see a status up on Boone's Facebook page, and it says, completely random erections when you're in a public place like a grocery store or something. So irritating, LOL. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What do you just walk?
You ever
what
had
do you?
that where
No.
you're just walking around? Sometimes you're getting a random hard on. Why are you bringing up dicks this week? Now you're gonna get me going again, and then you're gonna complain.
No, I saw somebody. I've never been in a grocery store and got a random erection just walking through the aisles of a grocery store.
I have, man. Sometimes your shit will fucking jumble around on there, and it'll fucking start moving a little bit. Next thing you know, you're like, oh fuck, man.
Maybe
you'll be wearing shorts.
Maybe if you're walking, maybe if you're walking behind a hot girl or something like that, and you're like, God damn, look at that. You know what I'm saying? And
well, sometimes the girl will just walk by and it'll jog your memory, and that'll be enough to fucking get it started. And then once you start walking, it's rubbing against your pants, and then fucking shit just happens. Listen, you want me to describe why you get you've never gotten a random erection before for no reason?
Not unless I'm looking at a hot girl or something like that. Not looking at the fucking peanut butter on the shelves or something like that. No, dude.
That's the joke I was using. That people said, well, I said I was eating steaks, and I knew I liked steaks. I just didn't know I liked steaks that much. You know, I don't know why it happens. I guess I'm a hornier guy than you. I don't know what happens sometimes.
I guess so.
That's an old-ass post, too. What are you, fucking stalking me and shit?
No, I was
just 2 weeks old.
I was just going through the fucking your threads and shit, and I seen completely, you know, erections in a grocery store aisle, and I said, Jesus, I gotta bring this up. What the fuck is this all about, dude? I don't know. All right, here we go. Let's get the plugs out of the way. The official website of WZR Radio is WZROnline.com. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. Facebook.com/WZRArmy, YouTube.com/WZRArchive. Twitter, I'm not exactly sure, but you can go to WZROnline.com, top navigation bar. All the social media links are up top on the navigation bar, like I said. WZROnline.com. We've also got our live chat room on and in progress. Lots and lots of people in there tonight. WZROnline.com/chat. WZROnline.com/chat. So get in there.
Lots of people. You. I know you have a perfect 30 minutes here of bullshit talk. Now you want to do some raw, but real quick, you brought up the Hogan thing. Did you ever catch Bubba the Love Sponge on Howard Stern?
I heard bits and pieces of it, but I haven't heard the entire thing. He, you know, I guess
I was gonna get online today. I was gonna give you the link because I figured, but you would have had to like listen to an hour. It's the whole TV episode, so it's like the whole thing. It's like an hour and some minutes long. You would have had to listen to the whole thing because I figured you'd want to play bits and pieces of it on here, but you would have had to listen to the whole thing to find out which part you want and shit. So.
Right, yeah. He came out swinging right on Stern. You know, I mean, he didn't hold back. He basically accused Hogan of leaking the tape and you know, well, and then it came out that, you know, Bubba's ex-wife has multiple sex tapes out there. You know, she's been with, apparently this was a normal thing with Bubba where he would just let random guys come in and fuck his wife, you know. It was pretty crazy.
They brought it up while Bubba was on the air with Howard. Before it was even an official story on TMZ, Gary Baba Booey came in and said there's reports from, I think it was Radar Online at the time.
Right.
And he said that there's 2 to 3 more sex tapes with quote-unquote B and C level celebrities with in the same room, same camera, same house, etc. Right. And then the story came out where she checks the camera and makes sure it's recording because she doesn't want to get in trouble. Well, as far as Bubba on Stern, are you doing a whole thing on it later? Because I'll save it for a minute if you want.
No, I mean, we can get into it later. The question I have is, if they were recording these, I mean, clearly they knew that they were recording these tapes. Why not get a better security camera? I mean, why the black and white or whatever it was? You know, I mean, he
addressed that on the show. He said it wasn't for recording sex. It was just I forget the reason, but they needed security cameras in the house. There's celebrity and people steal shit or something. So it's just basic security, which it all goes to a computer. And I guess somebody hacked the computer and that's how the tapes got out or something. But
that's what Bubba says. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's why it's grainy black and white and shit. And fuck, I had another point I wanted to make real quick. What the fuck was it? Oh yeah, so like I was defending him last week, and he seems like he's just pretty defensive. Like he was on his radio show in Tampa at the time. So when he was on Stern was on his radio show and he was on Stern at the same time, you know? So he's got all these clips queued up of Hogan saying stories on his show, and then Bubba would be like, he was lying. Listen to this clip back in the day, and then he'd play a clip of Hogan lying, and be like, see, he's a liar. You can't trust anything he says. And the one point Bubba kept making over and over again was, if I was in on releasing these tapes, don't you think I would cut myself out at the end saying we could retire by selling the tape? To be a dumbass to leave that in there. And he kept that over and over and over again throughout the interview, which kind of made me think, like, why are you trying so hard to establish, that one fact? He seemed guilty to me, the point I'm...
What's up with your phone, dude? You're cutting in and out.
Every time, let me check, hold on.
Yeah, you're definitely cutting in and out on me.
That should be fine.
Hey, do me a favor while we try to get that fixed. Go back to YouTube.com and type in Danny Garcia versus Eric Morales 2. Who just brought that up in the chat? Thanks for pointing that out. I'll go back and find it right now. It was put in Danny Garcia versus Eric Morales 2. A-Train 001 in the chat room brought that up. So thanks to him. Danny Garcia versus Eric Morales 2. That's the knockout. And then it's the third video down. It's about 1 minute and 37 seconds long. You see that one?
Hold on. I got a slow computer here. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm. It'll be the...
1, 2, 3. It says highlight? Oh, no. Hold on.
It's a minute and 37 seconds long.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see it? All right.
Showtime boxing recap.
Right. Hit that one and then go to about a minute and 10 seconds in.
Look at Al Bernstein. I thought he was dead. What the fuck?
No. It's about a minute and 10 or a minute and 15 seconds in, and you'll be able to see that knockout. And then we'll get into Monday Night Raw. Go to 110, 115, somewhere around there.
So far, it's just Al Bernstein talking. Oh, here we go.
Watch this, man.
Oof.
Oh, dude.
Boom! Damn.
Watch the they'll show a replay where you get a couple different angles on this.
Yeah.
Oh man. They kept showing it over and over and over, and you were like, oh my god, dude, poor Morales. Dude, he spins all the way around. He does like a half a turn.
I know, it's like he turned into it. That's a fucking knock.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Now you got my brain on something else. I gotta do a Google here. I could have sworn Al Bernstein died like last year or something. That fucking boxing guy with the mustache. I could have sworn he died.
No.
Bernstein.
Al Bernstein? No, he was right there. You just saw him on Showtime
Yeah, I
Boxing.
know.
Hey, let's get into Monday Night Raw from last night, and then, like I said, guys, we're going to take your live phone calls in hour number 2, do the rapid fire segment, questions out of the chat room, whatever you guys want to do in hour numero dos. So Monday Night Raw last night, man, oh man, just a brutal show. Raw sucked. The end. Crazy Roller 77 in the chat room. No doubt, man. I couldn't agree more. They remember we talked about last week. I said the last couple of weeks they haven't been doing that big opening promo segment that they normally do. You know, Raw opens, the pyro explodes, and then you get that 20-minute promo segment, whether it be John Cena, CM Punk, Vince McMahon, whoever it is. They haven't been doing it in recent weeks. They either go straight to a match, and then the second or the third segment in, they'll go into the big promo segment. And they did it again last night, man. They opened the show up. We had Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara against Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, who are now being billed as Team Rhodes Scholars. Rhodes Scholars got the win. Cody pinned Rey, which was kind of interesting. Rey Mysterio had been out with the flu or a bad stomach virus, and he came back and they jobbed him out. I thought they were going to have Sin Cara take the 1-2-3 there, but they had Rey. Jobbed him out, and Jim Ross and Michael Cole on commentary, especially Jim Ross, they really got over the point that Sin Cara, used to work for companies like CMLL in Mexico. They brought up, a lot of his past. And they had
a little backstory, a little character development.
Right. No, it was kind of cool to see, especially Jim Ross with his commentary last night. So
that's what Jim Ross does. I mean, that's what you're missing when you don't have Jim Ross in it. You don't have that,
right?
Like the background information about guys and all that, and you don't have the passion when they're calling stuff. Like I remember watching. Oh, this was random, but I was watching a clip of Kofi Kingston kicking the Miz in the face or whatever a couple weeks ago. And I remember watching it was like a 5-minute clip, and I'm waiting for the kick. I just wanted to see the kick because I heard so much about it.
Right.
And, like, Jim Ross is really goddamn, he's still got it. He's going through about how Kofi Kingston has a mean streak and this and that. And it just so happened he ended up kicking his fucking head off, so it really paid off in the end. But that's what Jim Ross does, man. He paints his own pictures while the guys are in the ring painting the picture. You know what I mean? He adds another layer of excitement, which Michael Cole never gets. He tries, but he doesn't get there.
Jim Ross is so good, man. So good. I mean, he should still be there. He should still be there full time, you know, but God knows why. I mean, they feel he's old, you know. I mean, that's the basic.
Well, he's got the beard now. It covers up his crooked mouth. That was Vince's big thing. He didn't want somebody like that on TV and shit representing his company.
Right, and
he fired him a million times.
Yeah,
he's got the beard now. Let him do his thing.
And Boone sounded like an asshole saying that, you know, with, you know, JR's look. But Vince, I mean, that's true, man. That was part of the reason. Vince has never wanted that on TV.
It sounded like an asshole.
No, you did. You said he's got the crooked face and shit. You know what I'm saying? He sounded like a dick.
That's why he fired him. He fired him the first time he got Bell's palsy, and then the second time he fired him again when it got even worse. Like, he literally fired him because he didn't want his face on TV.
You're right. You're absolutely right. A lot of people don't know the backstory behind that. You know what I mean? They had during this match, the match ended. Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads on Rey Mysterio, so that was the end. Then they had Kane and Daniel Bryan were backstage, you know, doing the Hell No thing to you know, the Rhodes Scholars winning, or their chances of winning the tag team titles. And then Kane did his magic, right, where he did the whole thing and put the hands up and the ring post exploded in fire, and it was stupid. You know, we had then we had a second match. This was really quick though. We had Kofi Kingston and Michael McGillicuddy. We had the Miz was on commentary here, and you know, obviously he's all pissed off about losing the IC title the previous week on Ion TV. So, you know, and then during commentary, they hyped up that Miz was going to be taking on Ryback later in the night. So you knew what was going to happen there.
Because they're feeding him tonight.
Right. We had Kofi Kingston picked up the quick win on McGillicuddy here and hit the Trouble in Paradise. So that was that. Then we had...
This is when you had your big segment. And this was like about... What, 8:30 or 9 o'clock? When was this? It was about 8:30, right?
About 8:30. 8:30 sounds about right.
So it's a completely random time to have your opening promo or whatever. I mean, when was the presidential election? Was it 8 or 8:30?
9 o'clock the election started.
9 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe they were trying to keep people from switching before. I don't know. That doesn't make it... Yeah, you'd think they would just have it right before 9 then.
Right.
I don't know. That's just pretty weird. I mean, maybe they're just throwing it at different spots and seeing if it changes the ratings. But this would be a bad week to find out, because obviously with all the competition, you're not going to have good ratings no matter what you do.
Right. So who came out for the promo segment?
John Cena come out and he tried to do a promo for Ryback, right?
For Ryback. It was basically a complete promo for Ryback, dude. You hear the music in the background? Not bad, right? Da-da-da. I was on cue there, right? That wasn't bad.
I can never tell what it is until it's playing for a few seconds. I'm on a cell phone, so.
That was it, man. He came out and he's basically cutting these promos for Ryback. But here's the deal, all right? And there was an interesting point that was made. John Cena came out, and one of the first things he said that, you know, his elbow was fine and he's ready to go. So if that's...
Why is he not in Hell in a Cell? Exactly.
Right, so if that's the case and you're ready to go for Hell in a Cell, why give up your title shot for this Sunday night? So, with that being said, we were wondering, right, last week, Ryback's got the ongoing streak and CM Punk's got the title reign. How are they going to keep...
Well, they both got a streak. Well, I mean, Punk was even brought it up again last week. 336, whatever it is, days. That's a streak. Ryback's got an undefeated streak.
This is just my feeling, but there's a reason why John Cena came out and said, I'm ready to go. I'm cleared. I'm medically cleared to compete. And we're wondering, how is Ryback, you know, going to continue the streak, and how is CM Punk going to continue the title reign? You know, there's got to be a loser in that match. And then we talked about, well, it's going to be a Hell in a Cell. So how are they going to go about that? You can't really do a DQ finish. Now, if John Cena's medically cleared, it would be an odd way to do it. But why couldn't they add him to the match on Sunday? And then if they add him and then do a three-way. It would be a late addition, and why they wouldn't hype John Cena in a Hell in a Cell match with those two, I have no idea. But if you put Cena in the match, Ryback doesn't have to lose, and John Cena or CM Punk's title reign can continue because you've got a third man in there. And why would they bring that up, that John Cena is medically cleared and ready to go, when he's not in the match? I don't know. There's something.
I'm playing Fantasy Booker in my head right now. I'm thinking, all right, what other changes did they make? All right, now we got a new, not GM, supervising manager, whatever the fuck they're calling Vicky Guerrero.
Or why couldn't they do an injury angle or something at the pay-per-view?
I'm trying to juggle all this together, because if they're going to add Cena, why wouldn't they do it on Raw, is what you're saying? So they're going to just announce during the pay-per-view itself. By the way, Cena's in the main event tonight. That way, Ryback doesn't have to lose, Punk doesn't have to lose the belt.
No, I know it doesn't make any sense. Why would they add it at the very...
No, perfect sense.
Well, they would...
I'm trying to figure out how they do it. Like, are they going to have... Maybe... Because I'm thinking... Well, what else did they have Cena doing? They had him doing the thing with AJ in the affair.
They could do...
Vicky become the new GM. Vicky and AJ have beef.
Something...
Does that all tie in somehow? Vicky in the match.
Or something happens to Ryback early during the pay-per-view, right? Hell in a Cell goes live, this Sunday night. Something happens to Ryback. I don't know, we find him beaten down or something backstage, and all of a sudden John Cena. But then that would change the whole main event, because you would be doing CM Punk
that would be
versus...
false advertising. You can't do that.
Right, versus John Cena. Right. But there's got to be a way. That reference last night by John Cena saying, basically, I'm medically cleared, I'm ready to go, I can fight you, I can do this right now. There's a reason that they did that, and I feel like it's got something to do with the Hell in a Cell match at the pay-per-view this Sunday. Whether they add him and make it a three-way inside the Hell in a Cell, and if they do that, then they don't have to worry about the Ryback streak ending or the CM Punk title reign going up, because if CM Punk wins, Ryback's streak is over, and if Ryback wins, which they're not going to have him win, not this early, man. They're not going to give him the title this quick, especially with The Rock coming in for the Royal Rumble and everything else. I think they insert somehow John Cena during the pay-per-view, early on in the pay-per-view on Sunday.
Sense. Yeah, because they can't have a DQ on Hell in a Cell. You were saying last week they could, and I'm like, there's no way. Unless somebody signed. Yeah, there's no way. That's the whole point of the Hell in a Cell. So Cena getting added makes perfect sense, because it gets them out of that situation. What have they been doing at house shows? So they've been having Punk and Ryback do warm-up matches, right? Weren't they supposed to be last man standing matches, and then they just didn't do them? Because if it's a last man standing match, you can't do a DQ there either. So how have they been doing the finishes at house shows? They've just been having straight matches, and then Punk gets DQ'd or something, or Ryback gets DQ'd.
It ends on a DQ, but you can't do that inside Hell in a Cell. Like we talked about last week.
I wonder they have to add Cena then, because otherwise there's no way out of that. Somebody's losing.
I'm just going to say this. There's a reason why Cena brought up that he was medically cleared and ready to go, and, it's going to lead into something. I think the Hell in the Cell match on Sunday may turn into a three-way where they insert Cena, and then you don't have to worry about all the other bullshit with Ryback streak and everything else,
That's the way to get out of it. Yeah, that's the perfect way to get out of it. That makes sense.
Sure. Or, and who knows if John's ready to go or not, whether he just said that on Raw as part of an angle, or if he's honestly medically cleared and ready to go, for Hell in a Cell.
I'm sure he could work. If it's a three-way and a Hell in a Cell, he could sell for most of the match and then just get pinned at the end. He wouldn't have to do a lot of heavy lifting.
That's what I'm saying, because you've got two other guys in the match, so he wouldn't, the work
works all the way around.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right. So, John Cena basically challenges CM Punk to a match right then and there after he cuts this promo for Ryback, does the whole feed me more thing. Punk comes out with Paul Heyman, mocks the Giants, and then it leads to John Cena saying, you know what, let's do this right now, dude, I'll take you out right now. And, CM Punk walks to the ring like he's about to do it, and then eventually walks away. Paul Heyman's in his ear screaming, what are you doing? You can't do this, And, eventually CM Punk walks to the back, and that was that. So then we had Antonio Cesaro against Justin Gabriel. Here we go. Antonio Cesaro, all right, just wins, just a couple weeks ago, man, wins the United States title. Justin Gabriel picks up the win here, hits the 450 splash, and the whole idea here is, oh my god, it's a huge upset. Justin Gabriel gets the win. You just gave Cesaro the U.S. title, and you're going to job him out to Justin Gabriel on Raw? Explain
on
the
TV,
logic.
Yeah,
explain the
They were
logic.
trying to put over the fact that Cesaro was injured, though, weren't they? Like saying his hands fucked up or something, his arms fucked up.
A torn tendon or something like that,
yeah,
right?
So it's like he loses, but there's an excuse. But still, why have him lose on TV when he just won the title? It doesn't really make sense.
Flame Style in the chat room says it's called building a feud. I don't think it is. I mean, Justin Gabriel came out there.
Yeah.
Sure, he got the quick win, but I don't think we're going to see this continue. I think Justin Gabriel, I mean, they did this whole upset angle, but you give the guy the U.S. title, give him a decent run. You don't job a guy out right after you give him the U.S. title, you put him in a non-title match. I mean, what's the point of having Justin Gabriel win that match? You're trying to build a new star? I don't, there's just, in my opinion, there's no logic behind having Cesaro job out to Justin Gabriel, of all people, last night on Raw. We had Vince.
Yeah, if you want to start a feud, I mean, you could have Gabriel run in and cost Cesaro a match. Or
there you go.
You don't have to have the champion lose clean in a non-title match right after winning the belt. That's just
do a run-in or something like that and start the feud that way. Don't job out your champion who just won the title a couple weeks ago clean. It just there's no logic behind that. Vince McMahon and AJ Lee, they arrive. A limo pulls up backstage. They get out. AJ's got this worried look on her face, and Vince has got the, I guess it's like a pissed off, worried type look. We come back from the commercial, and this is where Vince and AJ come to the ring. Vince says that AJ's got an announcement tonight, and she announces that due to rumors of her fraternizing with a member of the WWE roster, she is resigning as general manager of Monday Night Raw. So according to, rumors, she's been sleeping or messing around with somebody on the WWE roster, right? So then she goes on and she cuts this promo about, growing up 5-10 miles from this building right here in New York City or right here in New Jersey. She's, some people like a crazy chick, and she basically tells this life story, you know what I mean? She was a poor little girl, and then she became a boss of Monday Night Raw, and never thought it was going to happen, right? So she resigns, and then Vince McMahon says that, he's going to appoint, or he introduces, a new managing supervisor of Monday Night Raw, right? And we'll get into that here in just a little bit. A managing supervisor of Monday Night Raw, and out comes Vicky Guerrero, of all people. And right before this, Paul Heyman had said, let me take over. Let me be the general manager of Monday Night Raw, and Vince McMahon just gave him a stern no. And then this is where Vicky Guerrero comes out, dude. So then Vicky goes on this rant on the microphone, about, talking about AJ having an affair with a WWE talent, and this, that, and the other thing, and they get into this big cat fight to end the segment. So, like we talked about earlier, man. The way to draw ratings, man, is let's bring Vicky Guerrero. You know what I mean? Dude, come on, man. Come on.
Well, I got three things that come to mind when you run that down. A, I guess Vince is in charge again, not Triple H or somebody else, so he's the guy again. Even though he was, the board of directors made him, they fired him and had Triple H take over, and now he's just back, I guess.
Yeah.
B, AJ was a poor little girl, grew up a mile away from the arena, blah, 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 blah. Now she's a rich, hot chick on TV, so she's got to fuck all the wrestlers and shit, so that I guess we're supposed to feel sorry for her for that. And C, I'm forgetting C. Oh, yeah, the managing supervisor. Doesn't that sound like a job description for an assistant manager at fucking Walmart or
right. Well, and then they did a backstage segment later in the show. It was John Cena and Vince McMahon, and Vince admitted that he had no idea what a managing supervisor was during the segment. Vince came out and said, I have no idea what that is, but whatever. She's it, It's like, what the fuck, dude?
I know, we've had John Laurinaitis was the interim general manager.
Right.
We've had CEOs, we've had presidents, we've had commissioners, now we got a managing supervisor. How many fucking names are there for the person who runs Raw. Like, you're the new Raw runner. Just give him a fucking generic name and stop it with this bullshit. You're running out of names.
Right. We had a match between Ryback and The Miz. You guys know what happened here, right? Miz was all worried coming out to the ring. We had Ryback, hit the shell shock is what they're calling it. Easy 1, 2, 3, and that was that. We had the Diva segment, backstage.
Does anybody else think of the Ninja Turtles when they hear shell shock? By the way, because I do.
Shell shock.
I think of the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Were you just talking?
Shell shock.
Were you just talking right there, and then you burped? Is that what happened? Did I hear that right?
No burps.
There was no burp right there. I thought I heard you talking, and then right in the middle of it, it was a burp. It's kind of weird.
No burps. All right. You're hearing some shit tonight, man. I don't
know. Weird. Anyways, we had backstage, they did the Divas thing with Eve Torres and Caitlyn and Layla. There was another backstage segment with Sheamus. He was playing with a, what do they call it, like a brawling buddy or something like that. And Sheamus has got a match coming up. It's going to be against the Big Show. Big Show shows up. Or no, it's going to be against... Big Show was going to be in a match against Kane. Big Show eventually shows up, says he's going to knock him out this Sunday at the pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. There was a really good match, man. They gave it a lot of time, too. It was Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler got the win here and then basically guaranteed to cash in his Money in the Bank contract this Sunday night at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It was a good match, though, man.
What do you think's going to happen there? So he's not going to be involved in the Ryback, Punk thing. He'll probably be with the Sheamus Big Show. That cashing in over there? I mean,
well,
do you have any inside scoop for us? What the hell? What's he
I don't know. Do you think he cashes in at the pay-per-view? I mean, I know he guaranteed that he was going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract, but I don't know if that's... I mean, come on, dude. I don't think he's going to cash in this Sunday. Do you?
Yeah. Well, certainly he'll come out, and then maybe he won't like the look of things, and he'll stop.
Yeah, I don't know. I like you said, they may tease it that he's going to cash in. I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he does. But I think, you've probably got it right with a tease where he comes out and acts like he's going to cash in, and then they eventually wind up not doing it, and he keeps the briefcase. But I'll tell you what, this was the highlight of the show. Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, no doubt. It was a match that...
they gave us some time, too. Yeah.
Right, yeah. It was definitely a long match. They went to at least one commercial break during it. So we had that, and then, God, after the match, all right, we have Matt Striker shows up here, right? This is where this happened. Yeah, Matt Striker comes out, right? And he announces that after the commercial break, these guys are going to compete in a game show. It's going to be... Kane and Daniel Bryan, they're going to compete in this game show, and it's going to be called, instead of the Newlywed Game, it's going to be called the Newly Tag Team Game, or the Newly Tag Game, right? And they're going to be in this game against the Rhodes Scholars. So we go to a break, and we come back, right? And the Newly Tag Game, okay? The crowd had, dude, the poor crowd was dead the entire night. I put that up on Facebook, too. I said, is there even a crowd here right now? I mean, they were dead. You could hear a pin drop in the arena all night long, too, right? So, this stupid little game that they play, and the Rhodes Scholars never show up, right? And Daniel Bryan's all excited because, Team Hell No has won by disqualification. So Daniel Bryan's all, yeah, we won, da-da-da-da-da-da, and Kane's not giving a shit, right? So... I don't know, dude. Matt Striker,
they didn't even play a game. They just set it up, and then there was no game.
They set it up. They set it up, and the Rhodes Scholars refused to participate in the game. So Daniel Bryan gets all ecstatic, and he's we win by forfeit, right? And Matt Striker, they're about to take out Matt Striker, and he bails to the back. And Big Show comes out for his match coming up against Kane. Kane's obviously already down in the ring. Big Show takes out Matt Striker on the way to the ring. We go to another commercial break, and then when we come back, it's Big Show versus Kane, and Big Show won.
Basically, that whole segment was just to kill time for a 3-hour show.
Just to kill time. Happened. Right. And I guess to take a shot at
what I'm hearing you telling me, literally nothing happened. No storylines were advanced, no matches happened, no promos happened, no game even happened. So they just killed 10, 15
Well,
minutes.
you advance the Rhodes Scholars and the Team Hell No angle that they've got going on. I mean, basically,
they didn't do anything.
Rhodes Scholars, forfeited. They didn't want to participate in the game. So yeah, I mean, it was an angle.
They wouldn't play the game, so the storyline continued. Okay.
They wouldn't play the game, so the storyline continues. Something like that, And not only that, but it's set up. I mean, Kane was. I guess they had to have Kane already in the ring, right, for a match with the Big Show. I don't know. It was stupid, dude. The whole segment was pointless. Maybe it was to take a shot at the newlywed game.
Raw's 3 hours, and they got to kill some time. That sounds like that's all that was.
There you go.
Come up with some. Let's find a joke. All right, Brian,
well, listen, you got to
win by forfeit.
Yeah, listen, Team Hell No got the win by forfeit, right? And then you had a match between Big Show and Kane. Kane was already down in the ring. Big Show comes out. Big Show wins, and then after the match, the Rhodes Scholars who came out distracted Kane and Daniel Bryan, and then allowed Big Show to get the victory. So that's where the angle happened. After the Big Show versus Kane match. You know what I mean? It was like a 3-part segment where you had Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. See what I'm saying? You had Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, and then Kane was out there. Matt Striker comes out. They do the newly tag game in the middle, and then you do a Big Show, which is Daniel Bryan's partner, against Kane, right? Or Kane, which is Daniel Bryan's partner, against the Big Show, and then after that's over, this is where you have the Rhodes Scholars come out and they brawl at ringside. So it was like a 3-part
that sounds like a lot of Kane and Daniel Bryan on TV.
Right.
How long did all that last?
With the Rhodes Scholars, you know what I mean? And when it's all said and done, you've got a brawl that breaks out between the Rhodes Scholars and Team Hell No. That was the basic gist of it, We had, this is where AJ went up to John Cena backstage, and, John's all ticked off, this is crap, you lost your job, and AJ eventually winds up saying, the person that I fratted with was you, and then John says, well, wait a minute, we just went out for a dinner, there was nothing more to it, da-da-da-da-da-da, and, AJ says that she didn't want to cause any issues, so she decided that she was going to resign. We had Alberto Del Rio and Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder, this is, at least they put him on TV in his hometown. Kinda, not his hometown, but they were in East Rutherford, New Jersey last night, so it was close enough. You know what I mean? New Jersey, Long Island, same thing. You knew what happened here. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio picked up the win here, and then after it was over, Del Rio got on the mic and trash talked Orton. Basically, Ryder was down on the mat, and Del Rio saying, "How do you like it, Orton? How do you like it, Randy? Does it feel good? Does it feel?"
Put them in his fucking Del Rio, whatever the fuck, armbar thing, and then just fucking pretending like he was Orton and screaming at him.
Exactly.
Put the mic up to his mouth while he was talking shit to him.
They had a couple more backstage segments with John Cena, AJ. John Cena went up to Vince McMahon and said, this is crazy. All me and AJ did was go out for a business meeting. It was a dinner. And Vince says, well, I've heard some things to the contrary. And this is where Vince said he didn't know what a managing supervisor was or whatever it was. And then in another segment, Cena went up to Vicky Guerrero and said, this is all bullshit. You screwed AJ out of a job, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then everybody's basically blaming John Cena, saying it's your fault that AJ got fired or AJ had to resign from her job. And then in the main event of Monday Night Raw, we had CM Punk and Sheamus in a lumberjack match. And we're going to talk about that when we come back from the break. We're going to do rapid fire in our numero dos as well. So
the way you can get involved in that is you go to facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top post will ask you for your rapid fire questions and comments. Keep them brief. This way we can get to as many as possible. And we'll answer them in rapid style fashion in our numero dos, as my colleague Mr. Clark just said. One more time. That's facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
You're such a fuck when you do that, man. Alright, we're going to get to our live chat room too, guys. WZROnline.com /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. We're coming back on the flip side. We're going to finish up Monday Night Raw. We got the Sheamus against CM Punk lumberjack match to end Monday Night Raw from last night. We're doing the rapid fire segment, your live phone calls as well. You're listening to WZR Radio with Matt Boone and Ryan Clark. We'll be back right after this. Dos. Be taking your rapid fire segments, or questions, segments, rapid fire questions and live phone calls as well. Before we get into that, we're going to finish up Monday Night Raw from last night, talk about the lumberjack match that they had, and what's that?
I said, you think you're slick, don't you?
I think I'm slick?
I caught that, the little production number there. You go out on Sheamus, you come back with CM Punk's music. They happen to be the two men involved in this lumberjack match. You think that's a coincidence? 'Cause I don't.
No, it was definitely not a coincidence. I'm sure you're not the only one that caught that, dude. You know what I'm doing, right?
Producer extraordinaire, motherfucker. Look at him go.
There you go. So let's finish up Monday Night Raw, and then I'm going to give you guys WWE Main Event, Saturday Morning Slam, and SmackDown spoilers being taped right now at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. I go for some coffee.
Nice, Dunkin' Donuts Center. Yo, did you catch out the CM Punk documentary yet? Have you found it and watched it?
I have not. No, sir.
See, how come you don't get people jumping all down your shit when you don't watch the DVDs? And I watch those.
Do you?
It should be the same thing. You call yourself a wrestling fan, you haven't seen the CM Punk DVD yet?
Brock Lesnar DVD comes out here in a couple of weeks, right? Next week? Is it next?
I had two questions. Is that a documentary, or is it just like a bunch of matches and shit? Because it's like a 3-disc set, right? Usually those are like a documentary.
Got a bunch of matches, and they're gonna have interviews and things like that too.
Yeah, sometimes it's both. Like, disc one will be the documentary and then the other two discs. But I saw this trailer on YouTube for NWO The Revolution DVD, which is supposedly out now. And that looks like a documentary on the NWO, but I can't find that fucker anywhere on any of the torrent sites. I wish I knew if it was out there, because I want to find that and watch it. It looks good as shit.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch of the Lesnar, CM Punk, the NWO DVD, bunch of good shit coming out, man. If you're fans of DVDs, you're always telling me go watch the DVDs that WWE produces, but
you would fucking love them too. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If you ever sat down and watched one, you watch the ECW one because you're a huge mark for them. If you watch that, you'd be like, holy shit! And you'd realize there's a whole other world that you've got all this stuff to watch, and there'd be like 30 DVDs you'd have to go down.
Hey, Devon came out on Impact last week, dude, and cut. TNA Impact's on Spike TV, so he's got to be careful what he says. But remember, Devon would always come out in ECW, and he would grab the microphone first, and the Dudley Boys would cut a promo, and he'd be like, "Number one, you all need to shut the fuck up." He'd always start his promos with that. Number one, you all need to sit down and shut the fuck up.
First of all, I hate being in this miserable piece of shit fucking.
He would, but he would always say, first of all, you all need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Well, last Thursday night he comes out and he goes, first of all, you need to sit down and shut up. It was classic ECW promo.
Sitting around watching ECW TV on YouTube all day and shit.
I love it, dude. I'll do that, dude. Anything ECW, I'll go back on YouTube, especially Dudley Boys promos in ECW, dude. They were off the hook.
Dude. Trust me when I tell you watch the DVD.
Yeah.
Trust me when I tell you watch the DVD. There's two of them, too. There's the official WWE one, and then there's that one Shane Douglas did, Hardcore Homecoming, which is an event and a documentary.
Right. All right, let's finish up Monday Night Raw from last night. We just have the Lumberjacks match. One note, they aired a graphic, right, for all the Lumberjacks right before they went to the commercial break, and the dude front and center in the graphic, he was right there, right in the middle was Randy Orton, and I'm thinking, Randy Orton? He's been out filming, 12 rounds, hasn't appeared on Raw in a couple of weeks, and he did appear at the SmackDown tapings tonight, came out and cut a promo. We're going to get into that in just a second, but he was front and center last night, and then he never came out on Raw last night, so I don't know if maybe he was backstage at the show, and they did some late, creative rewrites, which they're known to do pretty much every week, and they forgot to edit the graphic, or they were just lazy and didn't edit it, but he was front and center in the graphic and then didn't appear. You had guys like William Regal was out there, Mason Ryan was out there. We haven't seen him in months, so basically the idea here was every time Sheamus, went to the outside, the Lumberjacks just beat the shit out of him, and then when CM Punk went outside, they threw him back in too, but Sheamus took a lot more brutality, I guess, last night, man. The end of the match came, Big Show,
he's a baby face,
right,
that's
right,
a heel thing to do, yeah.
Right. A bunch of the Lumberjacks got involved towards the end of the match, and you know, they came into the ring. Sheamus hit the white noise, threw a bunch of hit the white noise on CM Punk, and then went for the brogue kick. That's where the Lumberjacks ran in. Then Sheamus, you know, sent a couple of them back to the outside. Big Show comes in and hit the choke slam, and then CM Punk pinned Sheamus after the choke slam from Big Show. And then we had Ryback. His music hit. He comes out and sent all the Lumberjacks, you know, some to the back, some to the outside. And Ryback hit a power bomb. Punk tried to bail out of the ring, and Ryback caught him. I don't know. Punk eventually escaped, and then Paul Heyman, you know, the show kind of ended with Paul Heyman in the background saying, Punk, what are we going to do on Sunday at Hell in the Cell as Ryback destroyed everybody? So that's how Monday night, I mean, it was a horrible show from
little things that Heyman does too, like that.
I know.
That little, what are we going to do? Like, it stresses, like, how we beat this guy. It says so much, but it's just one line, and it's the tone of voice that he uses it, and the panic, and it's beautiful.
He is.
And I had another thought.
He is
while you were
unbelievable.
That down. Sheamus has a move called the White Noise.
The White Noise.
How come, like, Kofi Kingston doesn't have a move called, like, the Black Silence or something like that? You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I don't know.
Yeah,
well, you know why. You obviously know why, dude. It's, you know, it gets back to the whole racist thing, man. It's like, how come a black person called a black person N-word, you know?
But why? You think nigga, dude? It's not a big deal. You can't say the bad one. But why is it okay to point out how white Sheamus is? If somebody was saying, like, God damn, you know, R-Truth is really black, like, he's a black-ass black guy, like, that would be racist. But to say Sheamus is really, really white, man, God damn, he's white.
It's all, dude, listen, it's always been a double standard, though. You know how it works. It's always been that double standard where, you know, we're not even going to get into that, dude. You know what it's all about, though. You know what I mean? It all comes down to whatever. You know how it is. It
comes down to Obama and Romney, November 11th. Man. Who you voting for anyway? Do you vote?
Smells like bullshit. Must be an election year.
Oh, you were all over my face. Jesus Christ, dude.
All right, let's get. I'm going. I do not like. The problem I have with Mitt Romney is this, and we won't get into a whole politics thing. You know, Romney talks about he's going to do this and he's going to do that, this, that, and the other thing. But when you ask him, Mitt, what's your policy? What's your plan? He doesn't tell you. He won't tell you. Obama's got a plan laid out, and he tells you exactly what he's going to do. And Mitt will not do that. He won't tell the people what his plan is. And that's the big problem I have. Obama has laid it out for everyone to see. This is what I'm going to do. This is how it's going to be done. Mitt will not do that. And that's the big problem that I have with Mitt. So I'm going Obama, man.
I don't like... I'd go with Obama too, but I just don't like Republicans that much. But fucking
and not only that, but here one last thing. The problem with Obama's got all these great ideas. Okay, the problem is not Obama. It's that when he presents these ideas to the guys in Congress automatically says, nope, we're not doing it. Not going to happen. Not doing it. No. And if they say no, Obama can't do anything, man. He's got to get Congress to approve first. And Congress is a bunch of douchebags that will not approve his plans. And that's the problem that I have. And Mitt Romney's going to have the same problem if he goes into Congress. You know, the Democrats and the Republicans, they cannot agree. They can't come to terms. And that's the problem that any president has. A president comes in, they have all these great ideas, but if Congress won't approve it, or if they won't sign off on it, it's not going to happen. And that's the problem that Obama has. And Mitt Romney would have the same exact problem if he came into office. So, there you go.
Whoa, I didn't know I was going to light a fire on that. You sound like Jim Ross calling a match right there. You got fucking passionate about the politics.
I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah, the tone of voice going and everything. It was life and death. I was going to make a fucking fart joke or something. I don't even remember anymore. But I'll leave it at that.
Let's get into SmackDown. Here's we're going to do main event first, then we're going to get into Saturday Morning Slam for you guys, and then WWE SmackDown. So if you don't want to know what's going down tomorrow night on ION TV, WWE or this Friday night on the Sci-Fi Network. Turn your speakers down for about 5 or 10 minutes right now while I run down the spoilers for you. In the dark match, we're always talking about this guy. He's one of the top indie workers on the circuit right now. Sami Callihan worked a match against Johnny Curtis. Johnny Curtis picked up the win. Callihan looked good here, and Johnny Curtis has got a brand new gimmick. He's got he comes out to tango music, and he wears shiny pants and brings a rose with him, and then after the match was over, he placed the rose on Callahan's chest. So that was that. That was only a dark match.
I don't know why that made me laugh. He wears shiny pants. That was funny.
and brings a rose to the ring. So after the match was over, he put the rose on Callahan's chest. So that's his whole gimmick. But it's interesting to see Sami Callihan getting a tryout with WWE. He's one of the top indie workers right now for the WWE main event taping. The Miz and Michael Cole are on commentary. They hype the match between Ryback and Dolph Ziggler. We get some video packages that aired on Raw last night. The Ryback, looking like a complete animal. Path of destruction. We put it up on the website earlier today. There was Matt Striker is backstage with Ryback, and all he said was, watch what I do to Ziggler. It's feeding time. And then Dolph Ziggler was interviewed backstage, and he had no comment, and then kicked him out of his locker room. We had Ryback defeat Dolph Ziggler. Dolph ran to the back mid-match, and Ryback, pursued him to the back. The ref was about to count him out and eventually decided against it. About 30 seconds later, Ryback's music hit. He comes back to the ring. Dolph Ziggler is on his shoulders. And he resumes, feeding time, I guess is what you'd call it. He hits his finisher, and, the shell shock for the win, and that was that. So Ryback picks up the win over Dolph Ziggler. They had Paul Heyman backstage. He appeared on the Titantron. He was interviewed by Michael Cole and The Miz about what Ryback just did to Ziggler and how CM Punk's going to fare this Sunday at Hell in a Cell against the same man. And then they did a match with Alberto Del Rio defeated Sin Cara. These two have had a past, man. Apparently Del Rio pulled a gun on Sin Cara. That's what Conan said, in a recent interview. But I guess there's some legit heat. They've actually done this match a couple of weeks ago, too, between Del Rio and Sin Cara. I don't remember where it happened, but it was one of the two.
They had Del Rio wearing a mask working against Sin Cara too at one point, I think. Oh no, that was Rodriguez.
Ricardo, right.
Yeah.
The finish came. Alberto Del Rio applied a cross arm breaker, and that was that. And then Del Rio cut a promo similar to last night on Randy Orton, and did the whole thing there. So hyped up his match with Randy Orton at the pay-per-view. The Primetime Players came out, and Del Rio started talking about, using catchphrases like millions of dollars, and he's got millions of dollars, this, that, and the other thing. And then the Primetime Players, that's their whole gimmick. They wound up coming out. They took offense to the comment. Del Rio sweet talks him into beating down Sin Cara instead. Randy Orton comes down and makes the save, hits an RKO, and takes the microphone and says, in next week's main event for WWE main event, it's going to be a 6-man tag team match. Alberto Del Rio and the Primetime Players against Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara. That's set up for next Wednesday night. They're going to be taping that next Tuesday night. Then, for WWE Saturday Morning Slam, R-Truth defeated William Regal. Truth won via roll-up, and that was that. And then we had Kofi Kingston defeated Zack Ryder. Kofi won with a diving crossbody off the top rope, and that was that. Basically, 2 kids matches for Saturday Morning Slam. And then
they gotta keep it real goofy and lighthearted. Those matches.
Yeah.
What was it? Tyson Kidd and Daniel Bryan, I think, was the match. Or something.
And they
match everybody thought.
I mean, they put guys like Ryder and Kofi Kingston and Hornswoggle and people like that on Saturday Morning Slam. Like you said, dude, they keep it kiddish,
Yeah, real PG.
Right, real PG. No headshots, no chair shots, nothing like that on the Saturday Morning Slam show. For WWE SmackDown.
You might hear somebody get called a poopy head at some point during the show.
Yeah, exactly, dude. You see my Facebook page? You stalking my Facebook page, motherfucker? Is that what's happening? I put that up
off the top of my head. Why, did you use the word poopy head?
I used the word poopy face or poopy head last night on Facebook.
Did you really?
I did, but I was making fun of WWE.
I swear to God, that was just a throwaway comment I made just now.
All right, no doubt. For WWE SmackDown, JBL comes out. We told you guys he was going to be at the SmackDown tapings this week. He confirmed it on his Facebook page. So he comes out, and Josh Matthews is out there as well.
How about Booger Nose? Did you use that one?
No, I haven't. No Booger Nose. Nope.
Okay, maybe we'll call him like a Booger Nose meanie or something.
They did the change the ring ropes to the pink and the blue for WWE SmackDown. SmackDown opens up. Randy Orton comes out to cut a promo, and cuts a promo on Alberto Del Rio. Eventually Del Rio comes out. They have a verbal exchange here. Del Rio backs down, and the crowd chants "No cojones" at Del Rio. Wade Barrett came out of nowhere, and
no balls.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Wade Barrett comes out from out of nowhere and took out Randy Orton from behind, and then goes back up the ramp. Teddy Long comes out and makes the main event for tonight. It's going to be Randy Orton against Wade Barrett to headline this week's SmackDown. We had a match between Kane and Cody Rhodes. Kane defeated Rhodes. Daniel Bryan was on commentary for this. Damian Sandow was also on commentary for this. So you had Daniel Bryan and Damian Sandow, tag team partners of each guy. Kane defeated Cody Rhodes here. Kane got him with a choke slam. Match lasted about 5 minutes. Backstage segment with Booker T and Big Show. And The Miz defeated Yoshi Tatsu with the skull-crushing finale. About another 5-minute match here. Nothing special. So, that's what we got for WWE Main Event, WWE Saturday Morning Slam, and WWE SmackDown. A lot going on tonight in Providence.
How many shows did you just run down? Because I've been sitting here staring at the battery on my phone. I wanted to warn you, but there was no break to say anything in the last 10 minutes running down all these shows. At some point, this battery's going to die. I'm going to ride it out until it no longer works.
All right.
After the door's shut.
No,
I was just warning you. At some point, I'm just probably going to... It might make it 30 minutes. I don't know. It's a little tiny yellow slap of nothing right now, so...
No, it's cool. Whatever works, dude. If I can finish it up, you know what I mean? We may get out of here a little bit early anyway. All right, so that's it, man. We'll come back to WWE SmackDown before we go off the air here tonight, guys. For you guys, get to our live chat room right now. WZROnline.com. /chat. WZROnline.com/chat. Lots and lots of people in there tonight. All right, here's what we're going to do. It's been a quiet week news-wise, pretty much, man. We didn't have any pay-per-views. I know we got Hell in the Cell coming up this Sunday night. Rapid fire. We'll do that, and then we'll mix it up with live phone calls. So if you guys want to start calling up right now, you can do so. We'll kind of mix phone calls and rapid fire up right now. Here we go. Couple rapid fire segments while we wait for phone calls. Robert Paul Connor, were you just in a bad mood last night? Sorry for the caps lock. I haven't had a good day today, and wasn't in a bad mood. I was in a good mood last night, to be honest with you, man. It was just that Raw put me in a bad mood. It just wasn't a good show. I don't want to come on Facebook and bitch and moan and, Raw sucks every week. I don't want to do that, man. But when WWE gives me don't give me a reason to bitch, and I won't bitch, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was bad last night. It was horrible.
If it's a good show, there's more to talk about on our radio show. So, you know how many times I got to come on here, and even if I watch the show, I got to come on here and be like, God, wrestling sucks, the current product. How many times have I said that phrase, the current product? I'm sick of saying that shit. Like, when Jericho came back, I remember that was exciting, and when he was doing the smiley babyface shit with the glowing jacket. Like, and when CM Punk got his shoot thing going, like, there's certain shit that I get excited and pumped up about, and then 9 times out of 10, when Raw's over, I'm like, man, I'm going to have to go on fucking WZR tomorrow and be like, God, wrestling sucks, and everybody's going to hate me, but there's nothing else to say. I mean, it's...
Right.
When a show sucks, it sucks.
Right. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, have they said any reason as to why they ditched AJ for that hippopotamus Vicky Guerrero?
Boone, be nice, motherfucker. Be nice, dude. Come on, man. I don't know. I mean, listen, Vicky Guerrero, Vicky is a great heel. I mean, we could admit that, right? Michael Cole is a terrible heel, but, dude, they're booed out of the building. I mean, people like Vicky Guerrero, Michael Cole, I mean, people just hate them. And Vince McMahon is... Well, I don't
hate Vicky Guerrero because she's a big hippopotamus. That's why they hate Vicky Guerrero. I mean,
yeah. All right. I mean, listen, man, they're just going in a different direction, and Vince gets off on that shit, man. You know what I mean? Pissing off the diehard internet smart marks. You know what I mean? He gets off on that, man.
Why doesn't he have X-Pac come in and be world champion? Then I mean, that's the phrase is X-Pac heat, which is like the wrong kind of heat for the crowd. They hate him because they don't hate him because he's a bad guy. They hate him because they just want him to go away. That's the kind of heat Vicky and Cole gets.
I think the whole thing with AJ, that whole storyline is going to continue on. We're going to find more about the fratting and everything else with John Cena. I think they're just getting started with that, last night. So we'll see where they go with it. And I think that's part of the reason why they took her off as general manager. Caller, you're live on WZR. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, Matt? What's going on, Ryan?
How you doing?
Hey, now.
I'm good. Hey, just two quick things. I was thinking about this for Hell in a Cell, and I'm probably way off, but do you think that maybe for the Punk Ryback match, that with the Paul Heyman thing, that maybe we could see Brock Lesnar come in and cost Ryback the match?
You know, I read a rumor. I read a rumor about that somewhere. I mean, how are they going to do a DQ? You know what I mean? That's what we were talking about last week. I mean, Brock Lesnar, I mean, we put it up on the website, you know, about him possibly coming down and making a run-in, but, you know, then you're giving up, you know, Lesnar's already got limited dates left on his WWE contract, plus I think when they bring him back, they're going to do the rematch with Triple H, so it wouldn't make much sense. I mean, they could tease a Lesnar versus... think about this, man. They could do something at the pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar comes down, I don't know, rips the door off the cage or something like that. Actually, the Hell in the Cell doesn't have a door, does it? But anyways, they could do... I mean, they could set up...
Door? How do they get in there?
It comes down from the top because it's Hell in the Cell. It's not a normal cage.
Yeah, you're right.
But, I mean, think about a Ryback versus Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania. I could see that happening. I could see something.
Yeah, but
like
what
that.
happened the last time? They had the real thing. They had Goldberg, and they did Lesnar and Goldberg. It was the biggest piece of shit match you've ever seen in your life. And that was when Brock was in his prime, and Goldberg was much more established in the ring than, you know, it's going to be a bad match if they go that route.
I mean, I don't know. It would be a bad match, dude, because Ryback's still green. Brock Lesnar is obviously not the best worker in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think we'll see Brock this Sunday, but I mean, never say never. You know what I mean? Never say never. Callie, what's going on, man?
It'd be funny if they had Brock and Ryback have a match, and then Brock just decided to shoot on him, just beat the shit out of him. Like he's supposed to be this killer Ryback, and then Brock just beats the shit out of him.
Well, you know what? And
funny.
not only that, but Lesnar is going after WrestleMania too. You know what I mean? So we could go out there and say, you know what? Fuck this. This is my last match. I'm gonna go out there.
I'm
just gonna go out there and beat the shit out of him right now, and then take off from WWE. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Callie, Callie, what's up, man?
Hey, two quick questions. The first one is, let's say Hardy's, whenever his contract expires, and if TNA and WWE are still going head up in court, will WWE re-sign Jeff Hardy, or they say we can't sign you because we're still going head up with TNA?
No, they're gonna wait on everybody, man. If they're not bringing Ric Flair in,
this is becoming the new weekly question, and we get this one every week now.
I think it's Callie that asked it every week, man. Didn't you ask about?
I think he was the guy who asked last week, too.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Callie, if they're not gonna bring in Ric Flair, they're not gonna bring in Jeff Hardy. I mean, they're gonna wait to bring in any TNA talents until this lawsuit thing is over, man. You know what I mean? They're gonna wait it out, and then eventually you're gonna see. I mean, Ric Flair, he's gonna be back in WWE. I don't know what he's gonna do. It may be something for the WWE Network, make him come in as a manager or something like that. You know what I mean? But they are
something earlier that reminded me of Ric Flair making shitty shit awesome. You said that they did the newly tag game and how corny an idea that was. If you remember, a couple years back they did musical chairs on Raw. Mm-hmm. Fucking Ric Flair. Did you remember this? The musical chairs?
I do. Yep.
It was so goddamn funny. He's chasing Stacy Keibler around, and he's being a horn dog. And then he starts doing his strut and his facial. Like, he made musical chairs entertaining as shit. Bring his ass back, and you can do anything you want with him. It'll be good.
Ric Flair is, dude. Ric Flair is fucking crazy. He's the man, dude. Ric Flair, dude. Ric fucking Flair.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it going. Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, I just had one more question, Ryan. I don't know if you guys saw, but speaking of Paul Heyman, I YouTubed it the other day, and it was like a couple of years ago when they were still in the old ECW arena, and it was when they were with WWE, and Paul Heyman did a shoot in ring when Eric Bischoff was there, and the guys were all in the stands, and he shot on JBL, and he said, the only reason you were WWE champion for a year was because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays, and like everybody was just, it was just like, and he shot on Edge and Eric Bischoff. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that was the first one night stand pay-per-view everybody saw. You weren't there for that one, right? Yeah, that was right. Chalik was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, yeah, I remember that. Everybody, you remember it. RVD shot that night too. He could have shoot from. You're hooked off the player, huh?
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Let's see you do a woo. Give it a shot.
Nah, I can't. I'm not gonna do the woo.
I'll do one right now. I can do it just fine. You can do it. Yeah, you can.
Let me get a woo. Give me a woo.
Woo!
Callie, give me a woo.
Alright, woo.
No. Give me a woo.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's one last question.
No, not until he gives me a woo. You're out of here. Get out. I want a woo from Callie.
Yeah, you gotta factor in. Some of these people are younger, man. They might be like supposed to not be on the phone this late or something. They can't be screaming woo out of their bedroom.
He's in California. It's 6:35 in the evening out there. It's 9:30.
Oh, you're right, Cali. Yeah, right? That makes sense.
Get out of here. unless you give me a woo, Callie, I'm not gonna take a phone call. All right, here we go. Mike Dugan, your Bills are horrible, and do you see Cena interfering in the Punk Ryback match, turning heel? Because you said my Bills are horrible, I'm not going to answer your question either. Get out of here, you fuck. No, I'm playing.
Dumb question. I mean, he's not going to turn heel.
No, he's not turning heel, bro. He's not on Sunday, no. Justin Nestor, hey Ryan, I'm from Long Island. Long Island will be underwater. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, like we talked about earlier, just keep an eye on the weather forecast down there, because they're saying it's not going to be good, especially for Long Island, because you guys are so close to the water out there. So just, be safe, man. If we don't talk before next Tuesday, on Facebook or whatever, just be safe, man, and follow the forecast down there. Caller, you're live on WZR. What's up?
Mean Woo James.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
There it is. I like it.
Yeah, I just want to know.
Spy Guy. It's a Spy Guy. Woo! Spy Guy team.
What's your personal opinion of Scott Steiner? The reason I'm asking is because a friend of mine that I work with had a wrestling event this past Saturday with him and Gangrel, and he told me Scott Steiner was pretty much a douche. I don't know if it has anything to do with his lawsuit that's going with TNA, or he's always been like that.
He's always Boone can probably get into this a little bit more, man. But Steiner's always been a douchebag, man. A lot of promoters have said that, and Boone, you can probably tell more about Steiner. I know he's got
a reputation for being a dick, like just a big fucking bully. Like I remember he used to punk Ric Flair. He'd go out, supposed to cut a promo on somebody. He just decided to talk shit about Ric Flair because he knew Ric Flair wouldn't do shit about it. And he'd fucking tell Ric Flair, go carry my bag, shit. He'd poke him around backstage. I remember he got in a fight with BDP backstage and once he tried scratching his eyeballs out of his fucking head and shit. Like he's a fucking killer, man. But I think as far as a character, he's awesome.
Not only that, but Scott Steiner comes and he works indie shows and things like that, guys. And when you're working an indie show or a convention, Scott Steiner is one of the bigger names on the card. So he comes in and automatically he's got a huge ego coming into the event, saying, I'm the headliner, I'm the star of this show, and you're paying me a lot of money to be here. He's always been known as one of those douchebags, especially on the indie scene. And then he's going to be seeing TNA in court this Friday. I don't think Steiner has to be there. Dixie and them won't be there, but lawyers for both sides, they'll be there. Lawyers on behalf of Steiner and lawyers on behalf of TNA as well. Back to a rapid fire. Chase Kramer, can we get an update on a WZR app? I can't listen to the show on my iPhone. I think Daniel, our archive guy, is working on that. I'll have to check with him, and I will let you know. If you guys want t-shirts too, man, get a hold of me, webmaster at ProWrestlingSoups.com, and I'll tell you how you guys can get your t-shirts. Jesse Young, who do you think walks away with the world title and WWE titles? Go Titans, man. Fuck you with this Titan shit, dude. Get out of here. Who do I think walks away with the world and WWE titles? I think Sheamus holds on to the world title, and I think CM Punk retains the WWE title. I don't think we see any title changes this Sunday at the pay-per-view. What about you, Boone?
I think just because they love changing titles, I guess Big Show will win the title. But I don't see them getting it off Sheamus yet either. I mean, I know Punk ain't losing the title, so that would only leave Sheamus to drop the Big Show. Unless they're just going to change every other title on the show except for the two main titles. I don't know. Yeah, Sheamus retains, Punk retains. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think they both retain at the pay-per-view. Christopher Brown, can you see this whole Vicky as whatever in the hell they're calling her, the WWE's way of separating her from Dolph Ziggler for good? That's a good question. With Dolph Ziggler, teasing that he's going to cash in Money in the Bank this Sunday, they get Vicky Guerrero in a new role over on Raw. That's a good point you bring up. I didn't think about that, man.
Could be an exit strategy, yeah.
Could be an exit strategy, no doubt. Mike Dugan, when will Orton turn heel, and how would you and Boone book it? Orton wants to go heel, ASAP. The problem is they don't trust Sheamus to be the top babyface right now over on SmackDown. So they've got Randy Orton over there. Your two top babyfaces over on SmackDown are, right now, Randy Orton and Sheamus. So when does he go heel? I would say early 2013. And how would I book it? Man, it all depends on, who he's feuding with at the time. There's a lot of ways you could go about it, and Randy Orton is much better as a heel. Don't you agree?
That was the only point I had to make. Was that if you got Randy Orton on your roster, do you use him as a babyface or a heel? Really use him and he's a good babyface too, but he's a badass heel. He's an awesome heel. His facials, and exactly. His slow movements, and all that shit, and the way he sets up his moves and matches, it's all heelish.
Exactly.
He's like a much better heel, yeah.
Exactly. Doug Alvarez, in your opinion, what should WWE's next major storyline be, and who should it involve? Well, we're going to have The Rock coming back fairly soon here, to be in storyline angles with what look to be John Cena and CM Punk. They don't know. You're asking me to tell you, what are the matches going to be at WrestleMania? They're just talking about it right now, So, if they don't know, I don't know. Boone doesn't know. But you've got The Rock coming back. Obviously, he's going to be involved in a major angle. And as we get close to WrestleMania, you're going to have major angles ongoing. And WrestleMania, believe it or not, we're coming up on November, so we got November, December, and then we get into the Royal Rumble, and then the build to WrestleMania 29 begins, So we're going to have a lot of major stuff coming up.
It is coming up pretty damn soon. Yeah.
I know.
They got to go with Rock and CM Punk, but, I don't know. They might not. Who knows? If they're going with Triple H, Brock Lesnar, again at WrestleMania, I don't see how they could do Cena Rock again, because then it's just a fucking card full of rematches and shit, and that's no good.
Right.
As far as the high-profile matches. But, I don't know. Could you see them really relying on a Rock Punk program to headline the... I don't know.
Brad Fastusha, is there any chance of a Goldberg interference at Hell in a Cell? No. Absolutely not.
0%.
0%. Goldberg is, he's sent out some tweets and other things. He's not in the best terms with WWE right now. No chance. AJ Maynard, AJM, we'll call him. When are we going to see Brock Lesnar again, and how do you think they will use him? They want to do a rematch with Triple H eventually at some point, probably in 2013. Somebody asked if we're going to see him at the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view this Sunday. I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, never say never, but I don't think we'll see him. You'd probably see Lesnar closer to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, if not at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in January 2013.
And he's only got one match left, right? So, I mean,
he's got
how many appearances does he have left?
One match and a couple appearances left, so...
What do you think of that deal now that we're close to the end of it? I mean, and they're talking about re-signing him under the same deal, right?
He's not gonna re-sign, man. He's not all that happy, being there. I mean, I know they're gonna offer him a ton of money, but I don't think he's gonna re-sign, man. To be honest with you, eventually, and you probably won't agree with this, we're gonna see him back in UFC, man. We're gonna see Brock back in UFC.
I don't think we'll see him back in UFC. I mean, maybe MMA. But I don't know if Dana White would give him another run. Now that he's back in, I don't know.
Dana was open to it. About a week or two, Dana came out and said that he would have Brock back, and he was against it before. So
he was. He didn't so much say he would have. He was kind of like a wait and see. Like, we'll see where he is when he's. But
right.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that one day. But I see him re-signing with WWE. I mean, it's easy fucking money. But I'm just saying, as far as being a fan of WWE, that's kind of a shit deal. Like, they're wasting all that money and like. Or do you look at it from the perspective of it's a big event every time Lesnar has a match? Does it feel like that as a wrestling fan?
Yeah, but he's not. He's not drawing buy rates. I mean, that's the whole point of paying him money is the hope you're gonna draw.
SummerSlam.
He didn't. I mean, it wasn't what they wanted. And he hasn't driven ratings. So I mean, when it comes down to negotiating again, WWE's gonna, I mean, they're gonna clearly they're gonna bring that up. He hasn't brought ratings. He hasn't brought buy rates. I mean, come on.
Well, no, he brought buy rates
for some.
Not a lot.
For what?
He didn't move ratings at all. That's for sure.
Well, I forget what the Extreme Rules buy rate was.
It was up. SummerSlam was considerably up from what I heard, and but yeah, Extreme Rules was up a little bit, and then SummerSlam was considerably up. What was the third one? What was the third match?
I don't remember.
He only had two matches. No?
I don't remember. Caller, you're live. Maybe the caller knows.
Well,
Caller, you're live on WZR Radio. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I got a question for both of y'all. Well, actually, I have a question, and I got something that maybe be interesting for the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view doing with Ziggler. My first question is, what do you think about Stone Cold's comments lately about Sheamus?
Sheamus came out and responded to them. So Austin basically said he wasn't ready. Or I don't remember exactly what the comments were. I can go get them real quick. But he basically said that he's got a long way to go. And he does, I mean, Sheamus is still new, but the guy's come a long way since he first came into WWE. I mean, you got to give the guy props for that. And he's only going to get better from here on out, And that's basically what Austin said. Austin wasn't bashing him and saying you suck, this, that, and the other thing.
Giving his opinion. Yeah.
He was just giving his opinion, and Sheamus came out and says, you know what, I'm going to continue to work hard to become a bigger star than I already am, So it wasn't... a lot of people.
That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jericho's comments about he thinks Ryback's going to end Punk's title reign and become the champion Sunday?
I saw that. Well, Jericho's not on the best terms. They were just trying to renegotiate a contract, and things fell out. I mean, Jericho wants to go and do outside projects, and WWE. It was similar to Kelly, where these guys want to do outside projects, and WWE wants full control over those so that they can, make some sort of money or some sort of profit and control what they do. And they don't want that. They want to be able to take outside bookings on their own and make side money and things like that. And WWE wants full control. So that's kind of why Kelly wound up leaving WWE. And it's the same thing with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho would return if they'd let him control, what he does outside of WWE, Fozzy gigs and things like that, but WWE, like I said, wants control, so we'll see.
Now, check this out. This is just a prediction that I got for Hell in a Cell. Ziggler has already claimed that he's going to cash in Money in the Bank. What if, I don't know, this is just the end that I came up with. What if Sheamus hits the Big Show with the bro kick, and I don't know, Ziggler is hiding under the ring, hits the zigzag or whatever his finisher, 1, 2, 3, and that's how he cashes in Money in the Bank.
It's possible. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, listen, you're asking me what the finish of Hell in a Cell is going to be, and I can with confidence tell you that as of right now, WWE's writing Raw this week, they're writing SmackDown right now, or they wrote SmackDown TV today. They don't know what's going to go down. I mean, they probably have a very rough draft of what they think, and that'll change a billion times. I mean, they're going to go back to, WWE Titan Towers later this week, and they're going to script that show from top to bottom. They've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to work on that show. Right now, they're worried about this week's TV, Raw and SmackDown, man.
Yeah, a simpler way to put it is that they go back and forth on who's winning the matches, let alone what's the finish going to be. Like, they might not even have decided who's going over, let alone how are they going over. You know what I mean? They got to pick the guy that's winning first, then decide how they're going to win. If they haven't picked who's winning, they don't know how they're winning yet.
People often forget, and it happens all the time, where callers call up and they ask, what do you think, or what's going to happen at the pay-per-view? WWE doesn't know. WWE books on a week-to-week basis, man, where going into Raw, there's a rough draft over the weekend, right? And then they get to Raw on Monday, and these guys sit in meeting rooms all day. And a lot of times, the rough draft that they have going into the show is not even used. It's completely edited, and it's not, it's completely different from what they went into the show thinking they were going to do. So,
yeah, put it this way, CM Punk was on Ariel Helwani's MMA online show, maybe 4 weeks ago or something like that.
Right.
And he said, Ariel Helwani jokingly asked him something about wrestling, and he's like, bro, let me get it. He's like, I'll be dead honest with you. And this is at like 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. He says, I don't even know who I'm facing tonight on live WWE Raw, let alone, I think he was asking about a pay-per-view or something coming up. He's like, bro, it's 6 hours until the show tonight. I don't even know what I'm doing tonight. He's like, that's how little we get, So that gives you an idea right there. Pay-per-views, they go back, they change their mind a million times. So, even if they have an idea, that doesn't mean they're going to stick with it by the time Sunday rolls around.
Yeah. Shoot, my headset is fucking up here. Sorry about that. All right. My headset fucked up for a second. Matthew James Hager, do you think Ziggler will cash in at Hell in a Cell, and will he do it on Sheamus or the Big Show? Once again, if WWE doesn't know, we don't know, guys. To be honest, do I think? I don't think he cashes in this Sunday. Even though he's guaranteed that he was going to cash in, I don't think it happens this Sunday. But it may very well.
I'll go ahead and I'll oppose you just to fucking be different. I'll say he cashes in on Sheamus and wins the title. I'll just say that.
You may be right. You may be right now that I think about it. But I don't know.
You may be right. I may be crazy. Okay.
There you go. We could do that too. Matthew, we already Brandon Dub Blevins. Will Kofi ever get a main event push again? He's got the IC title right now, and it's good to see. I think Kofi's always going to be one of those mid-card guys, but never say never, man. Personally, I think Kofi's got the potential to be a main eventer, but I don't think WWE looks at him, at least not as of right now, as a main event player.
It depends on it. If Triple H likes him or not, because it looks like Kofi could get stuck with the same rap that they stuck, and it was Triple H that did it from what I remember.
Right.
They stuck RVD with, which is that he's unsafe in the ring. Like, all his jumping and flying around and all his kicks and stiff kicks, like, he's not safe to work with. So you can't put him in the main event because he could injure all your top guys and this and that. Like, he could get stuck with that rep. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I don't think they look at him right now as a main eventer. I don't know that they ever will. Never say never.
They gave him that run like we talk about all the time. We were both into it too, where he was the paint in the car and then he fell at one point and all this and that. Like they were giving him kind of a main event push around that time, and then it just died and never even came back up again after that. But there was a little time where they were testing the waters.
Robert Collins.
My phone died right there.
Yeah, well, you've been cutting in and out. I haven't been saying anything about it. But Robert Collins, know you rarely cover the NWA, but why was the NWA president in New York City this week? I know there was a convention in New York City. The NWA is a mess. A lot of people are leaving. A new president just took over about a month or two ago, and a lot of these indie companies that are represented by the NWA, they're leaving because they're upset with the new management. So they're a mess right now, man. Lorenzo Dozier, should a SmackDown superstar win the Royal Rumble over Raw, and who will win it? Or who will be in it, in your opinion? Oh, man. Should a SmackDown star win? It all depends on what they're going to do with WrestleMania. Does the winner go on to get a WWE or world title shot
It'll be world.
at WrestleMania? Who's going to be in it?
WWE's locked up. It'll be Rock defending against Punk or Cena, I would assume, so it'll be world title, which makes sense. It'll be a SmackDown guy, maybe Orton after the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Vincent Nugent, do you possibly see the three-man band making some sort of an impact during the WWE title Hell in a Cell match? You know, they weren't used on Monday Night Raw last night. I was thinking about that earlier today. There was no 3MB on Raw last night. No, I don't think they're going to get involved in the Hell in a Cell for the WWE. And they've got nothing to do with the WWE title. I doubt it, but it could happen. Hobart Collins again. Hobart Collins. TNA question. If Aries don't win the title, how about James Storm versus Jeff Hardy with one turning heel? Well, I mean, we talked about it last week. They put the title on Jeff Hardy. His contract expires in February of 2013. Trying to keep him happy, trying to get him to re-sign with the company. I think you're going to see him as world champion probably through the end of 2012, through the end of the year. And then we'll see what happens with this contract situation in February. So, we'll see.
Well, all right then.
Well, alrighty then. AJ Clark, do you think that AJ and Cena storyline... Do you think that AJ and Cena storyline, a AJ and Claire storyline, is an AJ Styles and Claire Lynch storyline ripoff from TNA with WWE's twist? Where AJ gets pregnant with John Cena's baby. Maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe they've got proof. You know, Vince McMahon said Vince said that he had some inside info or something like that. I wouldn't doubt it, man. It's WWE. AJ winds up pregnant with John Cena's child or something like that. I wouldn't doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it. It's a good point he brings up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Please don't do that.
No,
that'd just be shitty TV. Are you saying that AJ would be pregnant in real life and would just stay on the road, or they would strap a big fucking pillow that would get bigger every fucking couple weeks?
Well, AJ's got a boyfriend. You put photos up on WZROnline.com of AJ and a real life boyfriend, but who knows? Maybe she's pregnant and they're going to do an angle with a real kid. I don't know. Obviously, she wouldn't be out there taking bumps or anything like that. Or, like you said,
that's what I'm saying. Why would they have her traveling all over the place if she's pregnant for real? So it'd probably just be gimmicked up fucking stomach or whatever. But
I tell you,
still, why go through 9? That's 9 months you have to commit to right there. I mean, you can't. I don't think wrestling fans are that stupid to where, like, 1 week she's pregnant and then, like, by the pay-per-view she's had the baby and he's 6 years old already. I don't think they're that dumb.
Yeah, but they could say that she's 4 months pregnant or 5 months pregnant.
Or she'll have a miscarriage, or she'll get an abortion or some fucking shit.
They wouldn't do the abortion with the PG storyline that they've got going, but yeah, they could do
something. They would do the miscarriage, or have her have a hand, and it would be like Mae Young's fucking niece or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Who knows? But I'll tell you what, man, you guys are bringing up some good points tonight in the rapid fire. You know, Frank Joseph Finlayson. What do you think will happen to WWE if Linda loses her campaign? Better for the company? I mean, listen, the WWE PG, some of it is due to Linda McMahon's Senate campaign. We know that. Most of it, and everybody blames WWE's PG product. And I said this last night, man. You can do a lot with a PG product. You really can. It all depends on the writing. So you can't blame WWE's PG now, so it's automatically going to suck. If you've got good writers, you can make a great program with a PG rating. You can't blame the PG rating. You've got to blame the creative team. You've got to blame Vince and the people that approve this. It's not the PG rating. That's a cop-out excuse by a lot of people that say, well, it's all PG now, da-da-da-da-da. It doesn't matter. You can still put on entertaining TV that people are going to tune into with a PG rating. And not only that, the PG rating has a lot to do with advertising. Advertisers don't want to risk advertising on edgier content or a PG-13 show. And
it's almost completely advertising and the way they promote the brand or whatever. I understand what they say when they say that it's like an essence thing, though. Like, the essence of the company is PG. It's aimed towards kids. It's soft shell. Whereas the Attitude Era was completely the opposite. But like you're saying, if it's PG and that's why it sucks, how come CM Punk's still awesome? How come Paul Heyman's still awesome?
Right.
How come, why are these guys able to come out and do kick-ass shit under a PG banner? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a matter of the writers not really writing the right kind of shit. They gear too much towards kids. That's the ultimate fucking problem, is that if you're any older than 10 years old, then you're going to have trouble liking 90% of a fucking, WWE television show these days, because most of it is geared towards kids.
That's it, man. Another week, another showdown. That's it.
My fucking cell battery actually made it. No shit.
It made it. We're gonna get out of here, man. We got everybody that showed up in the chat room. Uh-oh. Did we lose you?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no.
I thought we lost you.
I stood up.
What are we gonna go out on, man? What are we gonna go out on here, man? We'll play a WWE theme. What do we got to choose from? We got John.
You got Ryback?
I don't have the Ryback theme yet, man. I've got Randy Orton. Let's, what are people in the chat? They want The Rock. I don't have The Rock. Oh yeah, I do. I've got The Rock. We could do that. Foley, Jericho, Voices. A lot of Randy Orton. I guess we'll go out on Randy Orton. What do you think? Yeah?
I don't give a shit. I hang up the second you say in from that.
Alright, Randy Orton it is. So we're going to get out of here, guys. We'll see you guys. I've already played Punk a couple times. We can't go out on him. Alright, we'll see you guys next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com. Thanks for coming out tonight. Be safe next Tuesday with that storm, guys. If you're on the East Coast, if you're in the Northeast, hopefully we'll be here next Tuesday. We got to keep an eye on the forecast, and we'll see what happens. Let you guys know through the week. If you're in the Northeast, like I said, though, stay tuned to the forecast, because it's saying this may be a once-in-a-lifetime hurricane coming up in the Northeast. Snow, rain, wind, whatever. So be safe. See you guys on Facebook, Boone. I'll see you next Tuesday at night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time. Feedback.
You're going to forget.
Yeah, man.
He asks for it every week. This week he must not want it. I think he wants it, and if you guys want to give it to him, you can log on to Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR. Once you get there, the top of the slash, if your feedback on tonight's program, tell us if it was good, you tell us why. We'll do more of it. If it sucked, you tell us why. We'll do less of it. This is how we get better, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook.com/Ryan Clark WZR.
For Matt Boone.
That's me.
This is Ryan Clark.
Hey, that's him.
Saying see you next Tuesday night, 8 to 10 Eastern Time on WZROnline.com.